So to make this paper bird, you will need a ruler, 2 strips of paper that are 2 inches by 18 inches, you will need a pencil, or you can use a Sharpie, as you can see, which I used on the blue one. You'll need scissors, some kind of weight, and these are just blocks of wood, but you can really use anything to hold the paper down. And you might also need a clothespin and some glue. So first you want to line up the ruler on the long side, and you want to make a mark at 2 inches and then draw a line across the paper. Now you want to make a little tick mark every ½ inch. So you're going to have 3 tick marks and 4 sections of paper. You now want to draw the lines vertically, or in this case in the video it looks horizontal, and you just want to draw a line for all of them. And now I'm going to be cutting up to that first line that we made, and I'm not going to go any farther than that. You have to stop at the 2-inch line. So as you can see, I stopped at that line, and now I am cutting, doing the same thing on the other lines. So now I am going to take a far piece and fold it over so that the far edge is touching the 2-inch line, and then the second piece right next to the one we just folded is going to be folding over and touching the first piece we folded. So it should look like that, and you want to do the opposite on the other paper, so use the other side of what you just folded. So now you want to start weaving. So the strand closest to the larger square is going to go over, under, over. And you want to keep that fold, and then for the second one you're going to do the opposite. So if you've ever woven before, you'll know how to do that, but you can pause it here to see the design that it makes. Now you want to line up the 2 pieces. So as you can see, the 2 flat edges of the pieces that I folded over are in the same line, and the blue pieces are over the pink pieces. And I'm going to start with the pink pieces. I am going to continue the weaving that we did when it was first folded over. So I'm going to continue my weave. So if the first piece is over, you're going to go under the other color or the other piece of paper. And you want to continue the weave like that for all of the other strands. So I used 2 different colors to show a contrast and to also show the weave detail. So I zoomed in on this so you could see and how the weaving was continued. So the pink is going to go under that blue because on its original piece of paper it is over, and I'm going to be weaving these 2 pieces together, as you can see, and this just helps to make the back of the bird and also so that it does not fall apart. So now I'm going to take the papers and gently pull them together, and when you are finished tightening, the back of the bird should look like this. So now I'm going to be using my weights. So First, I'm going to fold over two pieces and I'm going to separate them and using my weight to hold them down. Next, I'm going to take the ones across from them, so they have to all be in the same section. So if one's going vertical and the other one across from it is going vertical, then you're going to want to do that. And I'm sorry if that didn't make sense, but I hope you can tell from the picture. So if you can see, the blue piece that I'm picking up is on top of the pink. So I'm going to start weaving it through these loops and it has to be on the top. So this next blue piece is under the pink, so it's going to go under the first one and then continue weaving like normal. And you want to do the same with the other side, or in this case other color as well. So it's under the blue, so I'm going to go under the first loop, over the second, under the third, and over the fourth. And just do the opposite with the other one. So from the point of view of the camera, the strands that I have just woven are going over, under, over, under. Now I take the weights away and I gently tug again at the pieces of paper, and I'm making them a little loose so I have some room to work with. Now I turn the bird, and the two pieces closest to the opening at one end, there's two loops, so I'm taking the one closest to the end and going under the loop at the very end, and you want to do that to both sides, and it's going to go under the farther loop or the one on the end. So now I'm going to take the other piece of paper, and as you can see there are two pink loops. So I'm going to take this piece and go under the first one and the one on the very end. So they have to go under the two pieces so that the bird does not collapse. And you're going to do that on both sides. So now I'm just gently pulling the pieces that I just pulled through the end to tighten them. So I have flipped my bird around and I'm going to repeat the same steps on this side. So taking the piece closest to the end and pulling it through the end loop on both sides. Now I'm going to take the second piece of paper and pull it through both of the loops, so they're going to go under and again on the other side. And you have just finished the belly of the bird. So I'm just going to tighten it a little more and shape it with my fingers to give it the desired shape. So now this is what the bird looks like, and I'm going to flip it over. As you can see, the wings are the square pieces of paper, the 2x2 squares, and now I'm making the head. So I want the beak to point down, so I'm going to fold it down and then pull it through. So I made a loop and I put it down and then behind the start of it and then pull it through the hole and flattened it. And I'm going to go back to the beak in a minute. So I just showed you the tail, just what it looks like now, and the beak you can cut to give it more of a bird-like shape. So I made two cuts to make the shape, and that is the head. if those strands turn out too short, you can also use the glue. So now I'm going to go to the tail and cut each piece in half, and I'm going to stop with about an inch or half inch up. I don't want to cut too far, otherwise the paper could rip or it might come undone and then the bird would start to collapse. So I'm just cutting up in the pink now. So you can leave the tail like this, or you can take several pieces at a time and make jagged cuts or cut straight across, something to give the pieces a little more shape and different lengths. So now I'm actually going to curl it like you would curl ribbon. You have to be more gentle, but it does give it a really nice curl, and I personally do like that look better than having a straight tail. So just putting some finishing touches on the tail, and that is the finished bird. So there will be pictures at the end of this of different parts of the bird. So thank you for watching, and I hope this helped.